he's here. He is here. Producer Nick has reined him in from somewhere up in Jersey. We got the Malik Willis Nike jersey on tonight, looking good. You're having a decent hair day. I'm sure you know with the gym tan laundry. So first of all, let's talk about your record last week and your
Yeah,
year-to-date record. Are you
I've
familiar with both of those numbers?
I've been sitting backstage. I'm taking pot shots from everyone. Been here for like an hour and a half. It feels like I can't believe it. Kyle, to
So
everyone, you just ridiculous. I am 10-12 on the season, coming off of a 3-1 week.
whoa,
Now,
whoa, whoa. Hold up.
go
Don't you
ahead. Just say it.
okay, don't you typically pick 5 games? So how do you go from picking 5 games to going 3-1? Talk to us about that missing game and how that it got expunged from your record somehow.
Very simple. I picked Liberty when I assumed that it was salt shaking season. Turns out he was hurt, didn't play. So I changed my mind. Sue me, Chad. Sue me. But hold on. I have a Bible verse. Exodus 13:17. Now, when Pharaoh had let the people go, God did not lead them by the way of the land of the fowls, yada, yada, yada. For God said the people might change their minds when they see war and return to Egypt. And do you know what I saw without without Caden Salter? I saw a war against Akron. So whoever just shouted out my jersey bought it from China. So $25 DH Gate, no free ads, but DH Gate, download the app. But so yeah, I changed my mind. 3-1. Sue me. If that's the worst thing I did in the last 5 weeks, this is a pretty good 5 weeks.
Okay, so 3-1. We'll give you the record. You picked on Tuesday. Salter was announced out sometime in the middle of the week, which, you know, we'll expunge that from your record. 3-1, pretty good week. You're riding high on Kansas, it seems like every week. I'm interested to see. But before we get to the extra college football games, let's talk about this Liberty game, the monsoon. I am really interested. We've talked to every guest tonight about how the rain prediction will affect the game from a gambling perspective. How does that impact the game for you in terms of do you take overs unders differently? Do you think one team gets an advantage because of the rain? Talk to us about this Liberty game and specifically the rain. And what do you got this week for us?
Yeah, so last week the line moved so much in Liberty's favor when you looked at the spread. This week it moved with the over under, most likely because of the impending hurricane. I think it was partially Vegas set it a little high, opened up 48.5 or so, and it is now down at like 41. And that is crazy. No one knows when this game is going to be played. Who knows? So many games are getting switched. I saw Florida is playing on Sunday now. South Carolina moved their game to Thursday. And right now this game is at 41.5. I don't like betting an over-under like that because in college football, weird things happen. We just heard the gentleman earlier talk about kicks getting blocked, Old Dominion leading the country in block kicks last year. When that's on the table, avoid at all costs. The way this matchup works for Liberty with our experienced offensive line, with day, all day, that's got to be a t-shirt, right? We're going to print the shirts, day, all day. Old Dominion's running defense, way worse than what their passing defense is. So Liberty, I think, is going to control the game. Unsure of who the quarterback's going to be. Very hopeful it's going to be Caden Salter. I think even without Caden, Liberty has that advantage. The thoroughbred package, as our boy, shout out, happy birthday, Coach Freeze. I threatened someone on Twitter for him on, I think, Saturday night. My wife was very confused why my phone was blowing up. It's a sign because where was I on Saturday? I was betting the ponies. I was riding Paco Lopez, best jockey on the East Coast with early speed, taking him all the way, betting the thoroughbreds. I had a great day. Don't tell the wife. Don't tell the IRS. Made all the money back that I had lost in the early weeks, riding high. So thoroughbred package. If Nate's the guy, we're riding it. Liberty -2. But this is very interesting. I'm going to pull my phone up right now. This is perfect. I didn't even ask for this. You could see FanDuel right now has that line at -1.5. Other books have that line at -2.5. I have people, shocking to me, reach out to me every week saying, "Hey, I'm interested in a sports betting thing. Where should I put my money?" And I tell them every time, everywhere. You have to always be looking at what the lines are at different sports books. Don't commit to one place. Right now, if I like Liberty, which I just thought the line was -2, I see -1.5. Done. FanDuel. That's where I'm putting my money. That's where I'm going to ride. Surely not going to go to one of the ones that are 2.5. So I think that the way this game is shaping up to be a grind it out, similar to last week. Last week was not very pretty. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being beeline towing and 10 being taste of Philly cheesesteaks, last week was like a 3.5. Not great. But we showed that we can win that grind it out game time and time again. And with a spread that's within a field goal, I love Liberty in the spot. Grind the ball, day, all day. And if Salter's the guy, we're gonna have the ball. Quick short passes within 10 yards. And I feel good. I did not feel good about this until the rain, but the rain makes me feel good. So bring on the rain, Noah's Ark, hit me with it.
All right, so we got a lot to unpack there. First of all, all day, love that. Second of all, we're sorry, Elmer Towns, if you're watching this, and how Richie just said. I think he said he quoted some scripture and said blah 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 in there. He did not mean that. It was just
No, no, no.
he didn't know the next words in the verse. So it wasn't a blah 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 out of disrespect. It was a blah 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 out of not knowing. And then
Yeah,
thirdly, so
I can't say the word Philistines on command. I'm sorry.
yeah,
This is
yeah,
why I got to see an Old Testament. I had to go to Elmer Towns's worship service on a Sunday morning, blistering headache, the whole thing. I'm writing in sermon notes to hand in. Yeah. No wonder I got to see.
yeah. Okay. So lastly, here, if I hear you correctly, you are on Liberty. Which way would you lean over under? I know it's come from 48 down to 41.5 at some books. I know you're not putting this on your record, or if I'm hearing you right, you're not putting this on your record. But how does that over under move from 48 to 41? Is that all rain? Is that QB situation? Is that just people taking the under because it was set too high? How is a Hugh Freeze coach team moving 7 points towards the under?
I think it's I think it's 2 points QB related, 5 points weather related. And the question of who's going to be the quarterback is obviously a big question, and Vegas doesn't really know Liberty the way they know Alabama, the way they know Arkansas, the way they know LSU. So we're able to, when we can get in at the right time, beat Vegas to when they move that line. So when that line first opened, I didn't jump on it because I was hesitant about it. I wasn't sure how the weather was going to impact everything. I think it's mostly weather, as are so many other games. Clemson, NC State, I think it's the best game of the week. That's another game. The line opened at 47 and it is now down at 40.5. So all the games that are taking place in that southeast area. Obviously, we hope everyone is safe. Thoughts and prayers for everyone out there. But all those games, those over-unders are dropping a touchdown automatically. So it's not just that Liberty game. I think it probably started with that quarterback situation and the questions and then dropped because of the weather like all the other games did.
All right, we are going to give you a free pass again if the quarterback is not Salter, or do you want the free pass? You used your get out of jail
I
free
don't want
pass
the free
last week.
pass. Nope.
Uh,
No.
don't need the free pass. You're taking Liberty minus 1.5, no matter who the
Yeah,
starting quarterback is. Thoroughbred package.
I'll take you if you're the starting quarterback. I'll take -1.5.
Hey, look, hey, we got an arm over here. All right. So how? Yeah, you talked a little bit about the over unders for the rest of the week. Is that where you're hammering for the other 4 picks, or what do you got for us for around college football? And please tell me you're still on Kansas. You're one of the few prognosticators around the country who was on Kansas early and has remained on Kansas props to you for riding a Rock Chalk Jayhawk all the way to the bank.
Well, first off, thank you, Chad. After the slander I got from the previous crew, 10-12, not bad. It's not great. It's not bad. But when you look at the whole scheme of everything, we're 5 weeks into it. 3 of those weeks, I've been in the positive. 2 of those weeks, I've been in the negative. So if you take out those 2, I've had 2 really bad weeks. Everything else has been pretty good. 3 good weeks, 2 bad weeks. Not bad. 10-12 overall, I'll take it. And I'm going to be honest. When I looked at the board this week, I hated it. Loathed. I went, ugh, this game stinks. Ugh, huck, pooey. It reminded me of that first semester when you come back from summer vacation and you look at the convocation schedule and you realize you hate all the convo speakers and you realize you're going to spend all your Flames cash at Hardee's, skipping convo every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. That's how I felt looking at the board. And I don't love it. There's not a ton of games that stick out. And to be honest, I was still looking at games, figuring out what I was trying to hammer in on right when we were talking with the guy from ODU. So we're going to spread it out a little bit this week because of the weather, because we're getting into that point of college football season where it's conference play. We're going to be getting games on Wednesdays and Thursdays and Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays. It's going to be awesome. So we're going to give a Thursday, a Friday, and then 3 Saturday games. First things up, and I got notes. Even though I hate the board, failing to prepare is preparing to fail. So I got ready for this no matter what. So first game I like, Utah State, BYU, over 60.5. Both teams have not very good defenses. BYU is capable of scoring a ton of points. They can hang 40. Utah State, they've had a tough schedule. They played Alabama, UNLV. They also kind of stink. I was high on them week 1 and egg on my face. It was not great, but I think Thursday night, they're out in BYU. The kids are going to be not hopped up on caffeine. And I just think we're going to get like a 49-14 game. Utah State's going to score a couple points, but BYU is going to run it up as well. It's in state, so both teams are going to be playing up until the end. Utah State, a lot of those players didn't get recruited by BYU, so they're going to be gunning even in late third, fourth quarter when the game might be out of reach. They're still going to be trying to score touchdowns. So that's my Thursday night play. Friday night, Washington -3 against UCLA. Apparently, UCLA is having serious trouble selling tickets to this game. It is a home game for UCLA. The kids don't care about football at UCLA. It is what it is. It's no one's fault. But Washington is the real deal. And if you're looking for a good Heisman bet right now, his odds are probably lower than they were 4 weeks ago. But Michael Penix Jr. is the real deal. 12 touchdowns, 1 interception. They're scoring 44 points a game. They are an absolute wagon. And they are beating good teams. They beat Michigan State. They beat Stanford. UCLA has beaten Colorado, who may be the worst team in Power 5 football, USA, Alcorn State, and Bowling Green. Yeah, you look at the numbers, and UCLA has the yards, but they're beating nobody. Washington has gone, and they have an electric quarterback similar to Kansas. They look like the real deal. On to the Saturday slate. Kansas, Iowa State.
Here we go. Are we Rock Chalk Jayhawk for like a 4th week in a row?
I've been addicted to 3 things in my life. Nasal spray, Bowberry biscuits, and betting on Kansas. And I'm not ready to quit now. So
I love that.
I'm a little hesitant. If we're in the trust tree, Chad, bring it in. Secret time. I don't know if Kansas can win this game. But that's okay because we're betting the over. Because I will put some points. Take away that game they had against Iowa that was just atrocious, terrible football. They've scored 42 points, 43 points, 31 points. Kansas has scored 35, 48, 55, all against FBS teams. Both teams average 30 points a game. Kansas averages almost 50 points a game. And I just think this game matches up well. It's at Kansas, midday game. Stadium's going to be bumping. Ride Kansas. I don't think they win the game, but I do like the over when it comes to that. So it's an over weekend for all the games out west. Don't bet the games east. This is Richie West Coast right now. Just betting all the games out west. Just stay away from the hurricane.
I love that you've given us a Thursday, a Friday, and what is your last pick here? Do you have one more, or is that it?
Oh, my last game is the late night. This is a terrible game. Do not watch this game. This is the game that your wife's like, all right, honey, come to bed. You're like, yeah, I'm coming. I'm going to use the bathroom. Punch in the ticket. Go to bed. Don't watch it because it's bad football. We have a 9:30 London game in NFL next week. So quick turnaround when it comes to just overall watching football this week. Colorado against Arizona. The spread is 17.5. Colorado has lost by 25, 31, 72, and 28. They are a dumpster fire. They score 12 points a game. They give up 43 points a game. Arizona scores 29 points a game. They give up 34. But again, these teams stink. Arizona, bad football team. But they're a bad football team. Colorado is an atrocious football team. And Colorado on the road, it's a late night game. For us, at least, it's still kind of late night over there for them. But Arizona, they got a couple of pieces. They got a kid. He's boomer bust. Throws touchdowns, throws interceptions. Give me that guy. He's now playing against a really bad team. I'll roll the dice. Arizona minus 17.5. There it is. There's the 5. Let's do it to it, Lars.
Is that 5? Is that 5 including Liberty, or is that 6 including Liberty?
5 including Liberty.
5 including Liberty. So what do we,
always bet an odd number of games. Anyone who's watching this going, I'm getting into sports betting. Shout out to my man Jerry. Always bet an odd number of games. He's got to be above 55% to make a profit.
Okay, so if we are going 5 games, we're 10-12 right now.
Yeah.
That means we have to go 4-1 to get 4-1 would put us at 14-13 and get us above 500. If you go 4-1 this week, we'll talk about contract negotiations and things, but we might need to lock you in for next year's live podcast early. One comment here is I love the picks. This is the first week that I've been agreeing with everything you've said and kind of riding and tailing most of everything. It is early. Watch the weather. Watch what happens with QB situations, all that kind of thing. Another comment I had is if this week goes the same way as your hair has gone tonight, it is going to be all over the place.
Yeah.
But perfect. So we're hoping for another 4-1 week. And with that, we got 10-12 on the year. We go 4-1 this week. We're back above 500. Had a great week last week, and we're picking the Flames. And we're staying away from most of the other East Coast games and going West Coast this week. I love it. It's going to be great watching, at least, whether or not the games hit. At least we'll have something to watch late at night. So, and the transition to the 9:30 London game. With that, we'll pass it over to you for final thoughts here.
To me?
Yeah. What do you got? Final thoughts on this week of college football.
It's a weird week. We're transitioning into conference play, all that good stuff. There's some good SEC games out there. I'm excited. I loved Alabama, Arkansas, but stayed away from it betting wise. We're moving in the right direction. September was a decent month. We can get through September treading water, and that's where I feel like I'm at right now, treading water. We're gonna excel in October. We're treading water now. We're gonna excel in October. Things are well. I added. For those who know, I keep a list of the haters. And on the top of the list,
Oh no.
boy Jerry. Number 2, Dr. Ross, my earth science professor. 3 on the list now, John and Kyle for their hatred. 4, maybe I'm the old guy that hates new traditions, but I loathe Don't Stop Believing. I loathe it. I think it's one of the most overrated songs of all time. No one, can I say it?
No, say it. Just
I
stop right
hate
there. We
Don't
don't.
Stop Believing. Hate
Okay,
Don't
that's it.
Stop Believing.
Okay,
And
okay.
5,
We don't need your list. We don't need the list of everybody that's hater.
well,
Let's get.
there's only 5 on the list right now.
Okay.
And
Okay.
5 is people that call it the Baptist side.
Okay, yeah, I agree that maybe we should come up with a new name for the Baptist side. All right, good luck this week. Thank you for joining. Man,
Need it.
I have so many questions for you about like your newfound fame in the Liberty Twitter, how that's treating you. If you are planning to go any more road games, all that kind of thing, because the questions are out there. But we'll leave it at that. We'll save that for another time. I appreciate the picks. We're definitely tailing this week, and we're gonna try to make some money. And the biggest one is Liberty minus 1.5, 2.5. I really feel that that's a strong pick this week. We won by 28 last year. ODU is kind of garbage again this year. I was kind of giving ODU guy lip service there, but they're going to be garbage, and we're going to win by like 14. So that's kind of my pick too. So we're on that one with you. All right, with that, we will end the podcast here. Shout out producer Nick for you and I have not been on the same page tonight, and I am taking the L on that one. Every time we've had a transition to a new guest, I've been talking, and I don't know. I'm not on my A game tonight, but you made it work tonight, and I appreciate you doing that always. He puts together all these sweet graphics. He puts together all of everything you're seeing right now is mostly him. So shout out to him for taking this to a whole new level, and much appreciated. And with that, we will see you guys next week. Go Flames as always. Richie, appreciate your time, and we will be seeing.